Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's main event, the Eating Leather Podcast, sanctioned by the Sports Narrative Network. Let's meet the combatants.
Fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 198 pounds, the pride of Fort Worth, Texas, Jeff El Jefe Bauer.
And in this corner, weighing in at 195 pounds, your host and cruiserweight champion of the world, Dynamite Darren Boyd.
The sound of the 3 bells means it is time to get things started as the Kenny Bell sounds, and we are off and running. I am your host, Jeff Bowers. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode as we stepped away for just a little while, but we are back here on the Eating Leather Podcast. This is fight number 5, round 1, and it's a designated, required, mandatory rematch as our last episode was with this guy, and now this episode is right back with it. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Gio Marquez ahead of his big fight this week. What's up, my man? How's it going?
What's up, man? I'm doing great. Just, winding down camp, getting ready for the big day, May 31st, live on DAZN, Overtime Boxing in my hometown, Houston, Texas. We're going for 10-0.
Man, that is so exciting. I'm super fired up for this fight, by the way. We will show you all at home just what we're talking about here. Rumble at the Rodeo, May 31st on DAZN. Oh, let me get that graphic out of the way there. Doors open at 6 p.m. It is at the Red Owl Boxing over at 12539 Perry Road in Houston, just on the north end of Houston, so you don't have to fight the traffic. If you're coming from the Metroplex, that's always a plus. And like you said, tickets are available. Roll in there. It's going to be great. It's going to be on DAZN as well for free, Darren?
Yes, it's a free broadcast on DAZN.
There we go, man. That is amazing. All right. Well, without further ado, I will hand it off to our actual host, Darren Boyd. What's up, Darren?
Well, Gio, I got bad news. We're making a road trip to come see you on Friday. It's been in the works for a long time. Now, you've got to carry on the tradition. Everyone we've ever interviewed has never lost, so we expect you to go 10-0. We are fired up to have you see against Jason, as you call him, Lemon. We're going to get a little scouting in here in a second and talk about that, but we're beyond excited, and thanks to Overtime Boxing for accommodating us, and we'll enjoying the 5-hour road trip that's coming up from Dallas, Texas.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for coming out, making that road trip to support. I'm excited, and I'm excited to meet you guys as well.
Well, tell us a little bit about Jason Lemon, as we call him. I know he's 8-1-1. Doesn't look like he has a lot of power. I can't find any film on him whatsoever, but I know you two were in the amateur ranks together. I believe you said you all had never fought, but what's the scouting report on him, sir?
Oh, we came up around like the same scene. We will see each other at tournaments and stuff like that. And as far as Jason, he's more of a boxer, not really a come forward fighter. So he likes to use his range, his length, his distance. He tries to box his opponent.
Now, what's his reach like? I've done zero homework on what his actual stats are. Then is he like Fundura, the tall guy with the big range that's going to fight Earl Spence? Or?
Nah, he's not that tall, but he is a little bit taller. He's kind of has like a tall, lanky frame.
Now, the week leading up to the fight, talk to us, for those of us that are novices, about what's that's like. You're coming down off a hard training camp, getting, mentally ready, and you're already physically ready, of course. Yeah. What's that like this week leading up to the fight? You got a lot of media obligations, I imagine, in Houston, and people that want some of your time, and thanks for giving us time today as well.
Yeah, thank you guys for always supporting me, supporting my career since day one. I appreciate you guys. And fight week is just, all the hard work is done. Like you said, it's just about staying sharp, making the weight, and just staying mentally focused, locked in, and just preparing for the big day.
And leading up to the fight itself, what's your schedule like on fight night as far as getting to the arena? I always like the minutia details on that.
Yeah, they give us a certain time we have to be there. But usually, I wake up, eat my breakfast, have a nice breakfast. Then I just, relax the rest of the day, and then wake up, head to the arena, get to the arena, settle in, and they wrap my hands and get suited up, prepare for battle. Then we go in there and handle business.
Dang, you're right. We're getting win number 10 coming up real quick.
So what's it
Now,
like?
as far as is there a rehydration clause or anything in the contracts? Or obviously you've had no problem making weight.
Yeah, no rehydration clause, nothing like that. No.
That's good.
Jeff, I cut you off. Fire away, sir.
You're good, man. So with obviously fighting in front of the hometown crowd, that's always fun. What are we thinking as far as any more kind of nerves or anything with that with obviously all your family and all that there, or is this just something that fires you up even more?
It's definitely added pressure, but I've always worked better under pressure, and so I welcome it. And it just excites me. It gives me a lot of good energy and a lot of motivation to give my friends, family a great showing. And not only that, it's not my first time fighting at home. I've fought at home quite a lot in my career, so honestly, pretty used to it at this point.
Yeah, that's awesome. And obviously, so you've been on DAZN now, I think, a couple of times, right? With the TV and everything. Is there anything different about it? Like, does it have a different feel when the cameras are there and all of the other stuff, or is it just like going to work, man? Is it just like a day training with dad or anything like that?
It's always pressure, but like I said, I'm going in my 10th professional fight. My first professional fight was on live television, Showtime. So I'm getting used to it, and I'm just getting more and more comfortable with the cameras. So at this point in my career, it's kind of just something that I'm already used to.
Absolutely. And the last time we talked, ahead of the last fight, which obviously you did quite well, but one of the things we talked about was like stepping out and showing that flair and finishing a fight with some dramatics and basically marketing yourself for TV, right? And so,
yes,
and you did that, man. You absolutely did that. That last round, you're dancing around a little bit. I saw that right hand throw in there. Yeah, absolutely, man. It was great. So, what's the thing you want to look for this fight? The thing that you might want to add to your game? The thing that that will help you take even another step forward?
Yeah, this fight I'm looking just to throw my jab more, be sharper on the defense, and just take my time a little bit more. It's going to be an 8-round fight. So it's going to be my first 8-round fight. I'm going from 6 to 8 rounds. So just, being a professional, being relaxed, being sharp with the jab, the defense at all times, setting up combinations, setting up, good power shots, and just showing my improvement and my skills and all of that.
Now, psychologically, going from a 6-rounder to an 8-rounder, what does that do mentally for you? Because that's an extra 6 minutes, and casual fans are like, 6 minutes. But that's a huge difference for anyone that's been in the ring.
Yeah, for sure. It's a huge difference, but I'm well prepared to go 10 rounds. And, I'm well prepared to go the rounds, but I'm not looking to go the rounds. I'm looking to go in there. I'm looking to break my opponent down round by round and get him out before 8.
That's why we love you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And obviously you had said that this guy's a little bit more of a boxer as well. So, it's something where now with it being 8 rounds, with it being something where, he might just try to point you to death. And, when you fight fighters like that, just as we saw a little bit with the Fury Usyk fight, when a guy who runs up those early rounds And then when it turns into a little bit of a slug match or whatever, like you might be the better fighter, but they've already won enough rounds that now, the fight is in the balance, right? So for a guy that's much more of a boxer and is going to try to point you to death, what is there a little bit different strategy here as far, like you said, more defense, obviously making sure you're maintaining yours and getting your jab in, but is there something more where you say like, hey, I got to make sure I throw the power punches because he's not going to do that. I'm going to need to make sure that I'm winning that power punch boxing thing, which, man, judges have really been looking at recently.
Yeah, I do think he's definitely going to try to box and outpoint me and move around. But that's for me to go in there and break him down with the jab, break him down to the body, the arms, and stop that movement, cut the ring off, stop that movement. And I don't look to give away no early rounds. I look to dominate each and every round, and I look to bring him down round by round, first round, and then by the second, third round, stop that movement. And I see him just kind of like covering up, and I just working him until I eventually get him out of there.
Heck yeah. Darren?
I love the strategy. You're always aggressive, so that excites us after we get to see you in person. No pressure, by the way. You're going to dominate.
Yeah.
So what would you say is next for you now? Is it, obviously you get this one done. You've got it looks like a great relationship with the Overtime Boxing people, and you're moving up the cards there. Are you looking for, are you think you're ready to take the step to be the title fight? Is it something where you want to maybe chase a belt? Like, what do you think is next for you?
Right now, my main focus is just this up-and-coming Friday, win in dominant fashion, show my skills, show my improvement, dominate my opponent. And after that, we'll go from there. Definitely looking to stay active. After we get this win, we're looking to, get active with another fight, maybe a couple months later. So all year, we're looking to stay active.
Nice. And
so we need to pencil in another fall Houston trip then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to fight in Houston next? I know with the Overtime guys, and obviously also, Lou DiBella, who we're friends with and whatever, they've been doing a lot of fights in Australia. They've, got some fights overseas and all that kind of thing. Do you think you're up for a overseas fight or something like that coming up?
Whatever opportunities present themselves, we'll see. And I'm open for anything. I would love to fight overseas, in my hometown, anywhere in the United States. I'm open.
You're anytime, anywhere, huh? That's the way it goes, right?
Yeah,
hey,
for sure.
That's awesome.
Come to Dallas. It saves us a lot of road trip.
Yeah.
Exactly. Man, that's awesome. So, how's Pops? How's he doing? How's the training been going? You guys hadn't butted heads or anything, right?
Nah. Training's been going good. My daddy's doing good. He just had a show, I think, this past weekend, doing his thing, commentating, training me. So everything's good.
That's awesome. And
I've got one question left for you.
Go for it. Go for
it. I may
it.
have cut Jeff off. I apologize.
No, you're good. I've got. I'm just gonna try to sell him some merchandise, so we're fine.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll plug him in a second. What do you think of the Ryan Garcia steroid situation? Always a touchy subject with fighters, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a shame. I think really kind of just takes away the impressive performance he had. It was a dominant performance, truly impressive. And for him to pop dirty, it's a shame. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. He tested dirty twice, so that tells you what it is. Maybe they'll make an excuse. Who knows? But it's a shame, and I can't support that.
Yeah, no doubt.
What's amazing to me is he admits he was drinking, smoking weed, and doing everything up. He didn't test positive for that, but he tested positive for steroid. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, as I was saying here, let me get up on camera here. Got the official Gio shirt. So
Yes.
right there on camera.
Nice.
And by the way, go to millions.co. And I was actually just looking for the other side of that. Gio, there he is. There he is. Giovanni Marquez Boxing with some dashes in between there. We'll put that on the link as well. Get you some new shirts. Going to have any more gear coming out soon? Or?
Yeah, probably we'll have some gear after this fight release.
That's awesome.
10-0.
Yes, sir. 10-0.
10-0. Man, we can't wait. That's going to be awesome. Okay, I would be remiss if we don't finish this thing asking about the news of the day, which of course, or the news in boxing, which of course is the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. What are your opinions of this fight? First of all, is it even a real fight? And secondly, are you going to be watching?
I think it is a real fight. Like, I think it's like literally a real fight scheduled to be a real professional fight. Will I be watching? Most likely. I mean,
yeah,
probably. Am I a big supporter, fan of this fight? Not at all, because I think Mike Tyson's old, and I would hate for him. I would hate for him to get injured. He's been in a lot of wars, battles, and Jake Paul's a young guy. I think he takes the sport serious. He trains. He puts the work in. So I would really hate to see Mike, a legend, get injured in something like this.
Wow. So you think Jake Paul's going to go out there and win this thing, huh?
I kind of think so, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe we'll put a bet on it. It'll be good because
I think funny because Tyson posts those videos and all he's doing is bobbing and weaving and coming straight forward. I'm like, if you're going to beat Jake Paul, you got to use angles. And he's not the videos he's showing. Okay, cool. You can bob and weave and beat the guy to the body, your trainer to the body. But yeah, I'm kind of skeptical of the whole thing. Jeff and I, of course, are trying to get media credentials to go out there because we're cheap. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
right. And you see the videos, you only see like a 15-second clip. You don't see the full training session, how his condition is, how he actually is in the gym. So
yeah,
who knows?
Exactly, and that's the thing is.
Well, at least it's on Netflix, and we don't have to spend $80 on pay-per-view money.
There is that, yeah. But I mean, the thing about it for me is just I think Mike still has that switch, and I think he's going to go in. I think he's going to go in to have fun. I don't think he's really taking this that serious. I think he wants to put on a show for everybody and all of that stuff. But if you hit Mike wrong, that switch might flip, and that's the ear biting switch. That's the wild animal switch that I worry about. To that point, Gio, have you ever had like a punch that just made you mad? Like you're in the ring and somebody catches you with something that just ticks you off and you just want to end that dude?
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I was sparring this older dude and he hit me kind of low and I got pretty upset. And I started just throwing down and they had to pull me off. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I was crying. I had like tears of anger.
Oh,
I was
wow,
mad.
Man, that got you going. I'm sure Dad was like, "Hey, don't do that," but also, awesome job, right?
Yeah.
And you got to have a little bit of that mean streak. I would say thus far, have you fought any guys that you feel like disrespected you or anything like that, like we see with the boxing now, or is it always been pretty professional, like, hey, we're coming into this thing, I'm doing work, I'm punching the clock?
No, there's definitely been guys that talked, and I wouldn't really talk much. I mean, if they say something to me, I'm gonna defend myself, of course, but I usually just let it go in the ring.
Do you talk much in the ring? Are you a talker?
No, I just talk with my hands without saying, like,
There you go.
Love it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Gio, I think we're gonna let you go then. Let's get back to watching the Mavs game. There is Gio's Instagram. Follow him there, Giovanni.Marquez. Also, obviously, all the overtime boxing and all of that stuff as well. Gio Marquez 36 on the Twitter, if I've got that right, I hope. And
yes, sir.
Awesome. And like you said, everybody get out to Houston, get out to support our guy. If you're in the Houston area, man, this is going to be so much fun. with this event. I'm super looking forward to it. Super looking forward to meeting you and your dad, and like I said, celebrating 10-0 and taking the next step. So, man, can't wait. See you in a week. Good luck, and I know you're gonna do great, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and thank you guys for having me on. Thank you for always supporting Team Marquez. We truly appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Team Marquez. Happy to be a
Yes,
part
sir.
of it. All right, we'll let you go there. And,
All right, man.
Yep. All right, Darren. We have some things to talk
There we
about.
are.
In the meantime, here we are. Just you and I, just the two of us.
I was going to plug the fact that you told Lou DiBella you were going to buy all of his beverages if he came down to Houston.
I mean,
but,
that offer
don't think he's
stands. That offer stands, my friend. That offer stands. Oh, by the way, let me put up the event.
Yeah, I'm a cheap date. You just have to buy me water.
Yeah,
or tea.
exactly. One more time, the event, Rumble at the Rodeo, May 31st, Red Owl Boxing. If you put it into the Google, it pops up immediately. So I know there's tickets available. We're going to be up in the VIP section. Please come see us. That would be awesome. We'd love to get a shout-out from anybody that's ever watched this stupid little show. And, yeah, it should be a whole lot of fun. So, and, as always, we'll talk boxing. We'll talk draft. We'll talk just about anything. So, well, Darren, we've had ourselves a month of boxing, as we talked about going into this thing, about all of the news. Shall we just start with the new undisputed heavyweight champ?
Absolutely.
All right.
That was one of those fights that the boxing world's still buzzing, and boxing needed that because as the heavyweight division goes, so does the rest of the sport. Got the fans in. What a fun fight. Lots of respect for Usyk. Fury, to me, he didn't fight like the bigger man. I think that was his downfall. He should have leaned on Usyk more. He's doing his dancing thing. Piled up a few rounds. Then he got caught and lost the last few rounds. But what a fun fight. I'm looking forward to the rematch. End of the year, first of the year. I think Usyk has a jaw situation, so it may get pushed to the beginning of the year is what I was trying to say. But
that's the thing about
it. We'll see. I mean, all of our boxing buddies are still geeked up over that fight.
I was going to say that's the thing that I thought with Usyk is that he came forward a lot more than I thought he would. I thought he would, get in there, get out, make Fury chase him. But he didn't, man. He was the aggressor. He was moving forward. He was Ukrainian all the way, baby, and that's all you can say about that.
Yep.
So, but he kept moving forward. Like we talked about while the fight was going on. He ran up that score early, and then in the middle rounds, Fury got his feet underneath him. You saw Usyk a little bit punched out. Fury started landing those punches. He obviously caught him in the jaw. You could also tell the cut over his eye. I think he was having really bad vision problems because his accuracy went absolutely awful in the later rounds.
Oh, yeah.
And that cut was bad, and I think he lost the ability to see and lost his depth because he was swinging wildly there rounds 5 through 8. Fury's landing punches, making progress there, and then you get into the later rounds, and I thought there was a point where Usyk had hit him and hurt him a little bit, and this was, like I said, this was around 7 or 8. Caught him with something. Fury got a little big for his britches, started punching himself out. Usyk caught him with something. You could tell he was hurt a little bit. And from that point forward, man, I don't think Fury threw 10 more punches, it seemed, in any round after that.
It seemed like that, that's for sure. That took the starch out of him, as we used to say back in the day.
And you saw Usyk had a quick flurry to try to take advantage of the damage. Didn't finish him. And then now he's punched out. And now you just have two tired fighters. We're in the deep end here. It's round 9 or so, and to your point, Darren, Fury never really imposed his weight and his size on him. He never leaned on him, and when he would try to get in the clinch, Usyk would get out. And I mean, dude, give the ref credit. I thought the ref was absolutely great in this. I think he kept him clean. He kept him distance. I mean, there were some few low blows that I was like, ooh, that was close, but he never. The ref was not a part of the fight, and that's the best thing you could say about a ref, right?
Unlike Tony Brothers against the Mavericks, but that's a whole other podcast.
Well, yeah, exactly right. So, but yeah, so then, like I said, later on, he caught him, and honestly, I thought that fight should have ended. I thought I didn't think it should have gone the distance. I thought when he's falling him all over the ropes and just he's falling down. I think any other fight other than being in with the Saudis, that fight gets called. Would you agree, Darren?
Oh yeah, he was on. I got to be careful. We used to say a term that I can't say in 2024, but it starts with a Q and ends with a street. You can use your imagination, but that's what they used to call it back on the day.
Well, I would say he was pretty punch drunk and he was falling all over the place. And
you said it more eloquently than I did.
Well, that's what I'm here for. That's why you keep me around, buddy.
Keep me in range. You keep me in check.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would say that that was something. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have? Navarrete with a loss as well that night, which is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, that was a fun day of boxing, but boy, I expected him to blow out the guy, and he just, I don't know, coming up in weight or whatever. He labored in that fight.
Ukrainians, bro. I don't want to fight one.
Nope.
Let's see. We've got a Welsh female world champion, Lauren Price. That happened on the 12th, along with the Lomachenko-Kambosa fight. Our good buddy Lou DiBella's fight that was not much of a fight, quite honestly. When your hometown crowd is chanting for the other boxer, that's a bad look. That's
never a good thing.
That's a Rocky IV kind of look, and we went into that knowing that Loma was gonna dispatch with Kambosos. We didn't really think he had much of a fight, but whew, that was even worse than I thought. You agree?
I got to be honest. It was so late in the night, I turned it off in like the 8th round or something, and I knew it was a blowout. So.
You didn't miss much. Yeah, I mean, it was ugly. And Kambosos, he's got the reach advantage. He's got all the things he needed, and he never threw the jab. But what do we talk about, Darren, on this show more than anything? My goodness, just throw the jab, brother.
Always throw the jab.
And, okay, Inoue, he won his fight over in Japan against, it was a pretty good fight. It was a nice little slugfest. Then we had the Canelo fight.
Yeah, he went down in the first round and came back to drop bombs. That was a fun fight.
Okay, so, Darren, I need to just publish the entire paper of how certain countries and nationalities have certain fighting styles. If the Ukrainians
You're going to save that for our next show.
I know. Ukrainians are tough as nails and just keep coming forward. The one for me with the Japanese fighters, man, they can get absolutely knocked out, stand back up and go, all right, let's go, and win the fight. We've seen it several times now. So, that'll be fun. And then, of course, the other big one we had was the Canelo and Muniga fight, which was really Canelo versus Oscar De La Hoya. And,
yes.
Yeah, that was fun. Dude, Canelo, even though he's slowing down, even though you see the age catching in because he couldn't finish off Muniga, because he should have, but he didn't, because I think that's just age. But nobody can stand in the pocket like Canelo and just say, I'm not moving. We're going to stand here and throw punches a foot away from each other, and I don't care. Because his defense was so good, the angles, everything about it was very impressed. So that was actually a fun fight. I would like to see Canelo fight somebody for real. Is that going to happen, Bud Crawford?
Well, we'll see if the David Benavidez fight happens. I know Canelo's like, I need $200 million. Well, I need $200 million to do this podcast, but nobody's paying me $200 million, so it's okay.
The truth. All right, coming up ahead of us, we of course have Wilder Zhang this week, which should be quite interesting.
Very intriguing fight right there, because if whoever loses is going to end their career.
I was going to say this is like the old wrestling match where it's lose and retire type of thing. So
yep,
yeah, that should be a fun one, I think. Obviously, we got Shakur Stevenson stepping back into the ring in July on ESPN Plus up in Newark. That'll be fun. Against Artem, which I know nothing about Artem. I just know Shakur Stevenson's good.
Yeah, well, we'll do a preview show.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that as we look down the road. All right, well, that fills up our little dance card here. And like I said, we are very excited for the trip down to Houston. Stay tuned to this channel as we will have some stuff posted up there. Hopefully some behind the scenes. Maybe we'll get some interviews from the after party if anybody's willing to talk to us in their inebriated state. And, man, it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can get Raul on here again and talk about, like I said, our boy Gio. Gio!
Yeah, represent.
At 10-0. So, yes, millions.co. And then just search for Gio Marquez. Click on boxing. Search for Gio Marquez. 2 great shirts. Got this one. Got a white one. He said more stuff coming up there. Support our boy Gio. It's going to be a great time. And, in fact, let me pull that up one more time so I have it. And I don't have it. Oh, man, I lost it. Okay, that's all right. But, well, here's the there's the millions page anyway. So, yes, go right there to the Gio shop. Buy you a couple of those shirts there. They are quite reasonable and helps support our boy and Team Marquez. That's the way to go. All right, Darren, final thoughts?
Can't wait for our road trip. Sorry you have to put up with me for 4.5 hours each way, but it's going to be epic.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Like I said, we'll have some behind-the-scenes stuff. Just keep checking right here at youtube.com/thesportsnarrative. Also, probably on the TikTok, the Sports Narrative TikTok, and some other places. We'll try to throw some videos up there of Darren limping around and maybe throwing up outside the car. So that'll be so much fun. So, without further ado, I would say we are done. We have called the fight, and it's going to go well. So, Darren, thank you, sir. Thanks to the great Gio Marquez. And until we meet again, until we get to round number 2, stay safe, be well, and keep your hands up and defend yourself at all times.
Via Twitter @EatingLeatherPod, or find us at